Oh, hello. Welcome. My name is Echo. These are my PlayStation 3 games, and we're going to read some fortunes here tonight. I don't know who's who out there, but I want to tell you something really profound. The universe speaks through all of us. All right. First up. It's a black case. This means you are going to die. Somebody watching is going to die. Okay. Oh, Motor Storm, Pacific Rift. Let's get into it. There was an island. The island. Think about the beach. Think about how bad you want to be on a beach. Okay. That was just a taste of the powerful reflections PlayStation 3 games can teach. All right, we've got Killzone 3. We've got Killzone 3. Let's think about this. This reminds me of a personal metaphor I found in this game. I'm a schizophrenic delusional who kind of straddles it, right? Where it's like, I've got one foot in my delusionality creatively, one foot out knowing it's not real, but then like a whole other section of my giant rewired mind holding it in this container of like, there's like this infinite number of possibilities regarding how this all actually works. But I believe I'm just kind of channeling from my subconscious. That's what I think. Not really think, it's like what I feel, because I don't really think because my brain's all fucked up. I have creative rationality. And so I was I don't have any friends. So I was emailing somebody who has a restraining order on me. Sorry. It's just an awkward thing. But I was emailing somebody who had a restraining order on me, and it might have been a text message chain. I don't know. It was before I flipped out again. I don't actually know if they look at those or if they have their actual working phone numbers or emails, but I just kind of keep going. And one day it'll work. One day somebody's going to give me a hug that is legally liable for my livelihood, and is also kind of like an antichrist, if you think about it, because there are a lot of Christ-like figures, and it's sad, but I'm one of them, and that's pretty cool, right? It's not bad. It's kind of hot. But anyways, I said something about Killzone 3. I think I texted them. I was like, I'm going to stop texting at you in this chain you're not looking at, and play some Killzone 3. And then I realized I was just going to do a like vicious click creation masturbation session where I'm like doing this hardcore denial game where it's like I'm like making out with the shower wall like it's a pussy, and I'm like jamming a giant dildo up my ass, right? But I'm like just touching my dick enough for it to like barely start to grow and then stop and then stop. And then you got to try and find some other way to create an inner climax, right? And then just stop and then be like, it's the hardest thing in the world. You just stop. You're like, oh, because you got to like deny the orgasm entirely, right? But if you keep this up like a champ, if you work it hard, what you're doing is you're creating a magic giant trans woman clitoris. And that's what I ended up doing after I said I was gonna play Killzone 3. And I was just like, damn, the universe speaks in mysterious ways, because that was like the third time I did it that day. Uncharted 3. So this game, I don't know, it's pretty sick. I bought it for $2.99. That's legit. I was really stoked on that. I went to a GameStop and there was this guy. He was the first person in a long time who not only gave the whole diatribe of like script of like insurance for $2.99 video games, really trying to sell it, even though on their face they're like, I know you're absolutely not going to buy this. But he was in this weird mode where he was like torturing me with it and himself. And he was just like, he even like went to the mat and like slid it forward and like started asking, like telling me about like every single detail of the pro membership broken down with like advice for each point. It was just like this pedantic trans misogyny that is like kind of like taking misogyny from a male towards a male woman, right? And so it's a layered beast, right? Because there's some people that use misogyny and misandry on a sex level, and then there's other people that use misogyny on both, and misandry is just the sex level, by the way. It's just about males. That's why the word doesn't exist. I can verify that as a trans woman who's been raped, mentally retarded by misandry. But anyways, back to Uncharted 3 and the guy in the GameStop. I started asking him questions because I was calling his bluff. He looked tortured by the end. I was like, can you explain to me, like, so I asked him to explain to me all the prices for Xbox Series X and Series S. And it was complicated, and he had to look them all up. But anyways, it wasn't torture to me. I wasn't torturing myself like he was while he was torturing me. I was just reflecting it back and enjoying how I had seen how he had already taken himself too far, and I needed to get some power back in the situation. And so, yeah, I got him to do a bunch of work for no reason at all. Top Spin 3. So I'm going to talk about tennis video games. We've got Mario Tennis on the Nintendo 64, right? We all had some kind of delusion about that game being good, right? Like, who's still sticking with it, with Mario Tennis being like a decent franchise? Maybe this next one won't be like the jankiest, most ridiculous thing I've ever played that doesn't even work right. I don't know that this is the Top Spin. I haven't been able to play it because I'm kind of like living in perpetual panic attack, and I'm just an unhelped. I'm a schizophrenic person who needs a guardian, basically, but there's no place for me in society to have a guardian when I don't have family who cares that I'm like a creative genius Jesus, right? With a fucking magic clit. So I bought all these PlayStation 3 games just for fun, and haven't really been able to play them, but this might be a good Top Spin. Some of the Top Spin games slapped. Okay. This one's about you. This one's an actual draw about you, whoever you are. Dynasty Warriors 8. Let's talk about it. I want you to think about Dynasty Warriors. Okay. You got your message. That was the whole message. Dynasty Warriors 8. All right, we've got Kingdom Hearts 1.5. There's a 5. It's a point. So what we're talking about here is a game that is kind of a girl game with a boy character. And so let's talk about that, I guess. Trans men, how much do you love this game before you crack your egg? How much the closet trans men out there watching this, how often do you think about how you wish you could be a boy? Hot. Anyways, this game's cool for girls too. I'm the one in the purple dress. I think it was a good Cinderella. And I like this game. It's cool. It's fun. Okay. Injustice. Hey, that's America. Let's talk about injustice. I'm being forced to hate everyone. And I haven't like ever once been kissed forcefully by a human being that wanted me, and wasn't just using me up to throw me out like trash. That's perhaps injustice for a heart like mine. But you know what? Tranny! Don't feel bad. Listen, don't feel bad. Calm down. Your feelings are worthless. Okay, we're gonna talk about it. Ratchet and Clank. A crack in time. I wanna get down with this. That's one of the best games ever made. What's wrong with Ratchet and Clank? Nothing. Nobody has anything bad to say about Ratchet and Clank. That's what I thought about. It's like Shawshank Redemption of video games. Everybody loves it. Unless you're a complete fucking idiot. I don't even know about existing. Okay. This one I'm putting back in. Sometimes divinity is strange. Sorry, I'm having a... Ooh, this one in my hand is puckering my butt, literally. My butthole just squinched. Okay, this is the big one. Whatever this is, it's about your future. Red Faction Guerrilla. Hell yeah. That's the best pull I've ever had doing this PlayStation 3 reading. Mashing shit, throwing grenades. You gotta stick like 20 of them around and then just boop, and then watch the shit crumble, and then like walk like a retard over all of the shambles that have fallen, and like try and pick up the impossible little blue things that make you want to puke because they're so pathetically like misplaced and it's such a bad game mechanic. But you know what? That building came down and you're on Mars, and if you pan the camera around real slow and you squint at it really hard while you're like shooting your gun, it's kind of a cool game. And I played through that on hard. I beat that game twice. And the hard playthrough, I just have to say, there is a final, you're gonna go up this giant mountain and you're gonna destroy this base. On hard, that was one of the most insane things I've ever done playing a video game. And that's what we have to do. We gotta smash up that mountain. We gotta get right up in there. We gotta find a mountain. We gotta unpucker it. And we just gotta plow through, okay? Here we go. This one's about the past. This one's gonna reveal something deep about your past. Oh God. I feel this one in my tits. It's just my tits. God of War 3. Absolutely. That makes sense. I feel represented in that game. Okay, here we go. So, we've got Uncharted. we've got Uncharted Drake's Fortune. This game is misogynistic. They made up for it later by making an evil woman character apart from the cloyingly simple and sterile woman character. And then in the third one, it's just better. But this game's hot. I'm going to tell you something. If you have a third-person shooter that doesn't have a hot press a button to pop over the shoulder mechanic, you're not doing it right. Because when you get going, even on that game, which is kind of like this adventure hopping game, it's just like you got to get the pow, 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 dude, and then you're just popping heads, popping them, pop. All right. Was that about the past? I don't know. I think God of War was about the past. I got excited about my tits. I don't know. Mount Olympus, dude. That's a moment in history. Which moment in history was it? It's not a fucking mountain in the heaven. Somebody will figure it out. Not me. Okay. This one's for all the money. This one's about your sex life. Doom 3, dude. Doom 3. That's because you're doing it wrong. You're watching too much porn. It's about the viscerality. It's become about hating yourself. How fun. Let's hate ourselves and make sure we ejaculate with a person nearby, and then we can watch shitty television together and pass out. I love my life. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. All right. 3 more. Divine 3. 1 right. 2 left. Modern Warfare 2. I hate it. This is embarrassing. I just wanted to play the part in the mall, and I couldn't even get there. So sick, dude. The part's sick. 2 more. 2 more. Oh, this one feels highly sexual, arousing, perchance horrific in its levels of ecstasy. Hot Shots Golf Out of Bounds, dude. I think I'd blow somebody playing this game sometime. I would get distracted, probably pressing the buttons, right? And if this is one of the ones where you can be annoying, be like, ha! Because I do that too much. But that's the thing is I used to play this with boys, right? And I'm a dyke. So I give face, dude. So like face from space, dude. And that's just real. When you got an ugly grill, it's hotter because it's just like, fuck my face up, dude. You know it. You fucking know it. Think about it. Think about fucking my face up with your pussy. And denying my little magic clip. Magic. Okay, so I'm definitely a schizophrenic time witch. And yeah, no, I'm definitely going to brat somebody into like forcing me to give them violent head by pressing the buttons in this game. Okay, this is the last one. This one is for all the marbles. This is the future. This is the ultimate fate of humanity. It's 2. It's 2. It's a combo. Oh, so we're going to do this one first. Uncharted 2, okay? Uncharted 2. We're hanging from a train. What else happens in this one? I don't know. The train just kind of overshadows everything. There's bossy women who think they're right about everything. And a guy who's just kind of disaffected and a piece of shit. And we're having fun with it. That's the vote. That's the mood. There's definitely not a feminine male of any sort in this. But there is a masculine female character and a bunch of bitter, angry dudes. It seems like there might be a missing piece in this mythology. Like perhaps there's a soul left out of everything. Next time you watch television, I beg you to look around for the trans lady. Spot one for me. Okay. BioShock Infinite. Okay. I'm glad this came up. I want to talk about this very seriously. There is the most horrendously racist malfeasance in this video game I've ever seen. It's like a great game. It's like one of the best games ever made. And it, honestly, the story by the end, top notch. It's amazing. But these are white people, right? And the main person is like a man. It's like a male man. And he's shooting guns and stuff, right? And there's this really evil, like, kind of like evil Empire America villain, great villain, right? But then they have this other character who is a revolutionary. And she goes too far. And she's like, she kind of like loses her mind through the trauma of the war she's fighting and having to be a warrior, right? And it's this tragic story of somebody who's standing up for the right things, but they got messed up. They got abused through the situation. They got messed up in their head, and they went too far. And I think I remember they were even like letting people die. You know, it's just like they're sending people to their deaths, and it's kind of like corrupting their spirit. And but it's a Black woman. It's the most racist thing I've ever seen. It's so racist. It's like intersectionally racist. That doesn't make sense, but that means that white women can chain themselves onto it. So I just wanted to say, never play this game. Never play this game. Never look at this as maybe fantastic storytelling and mythology. Don't do that, because there's a note in here which is sour. It just like implies that like a Black woman could do something wrong. What is that? Anyways, I'm gonna do another one. I'm gonna do one more. I just need to clear my throat after that one, because that game is not the one to end on, because even though it's probably the best game ever made, storytelling wise, it's just so racist. Okay, this one's for all the marbles. This one is your joy. I want you to go to bed tonight with this and think about it and slumber and have dreams about it. Destiny. The Taken King. This game is the most addictive, crack-fueled nonsense ever. I'm really glad I don't play it, but I might tonight, because you know what? Load it up, dude. Load it up, dude. I got the bad juju. I remember that. I played it a long time ago. But also, yeah, dream of your destiny. Think about what you actually want in your life. Come on, people. Don't just go to bed after masturbating and think about nothing but getting fucked again. I know some of you do that. I used to a little bit when I was lying next to somebody I hated. But now I lie around alone because you all abused a trans woman schizophrenic and didn't help her for a year and a half while her mind degraded, and you allowed a little punk ass bitch brat to put a restraining order on her. It's disgusting. And they won't do anything about it. And I left the schizophrenic woman to ponder why, how could someone be this cruel? I'm just lame. They're busy. It's cool. Have a great night, everyone.